Ladies and gentlemen, good day and welcome to Network People Services Technologies Limited Q1 FY25 conference call hosted by Kirin Advisor. As a reminder, all participant lines will be in the listen-only mode, and there will be an opportunity for you to ask questions after the presentation concludes. Should you need assistance during the conference call, please signal an operator by pressing star then 0 on your touchtone phone. Please note that this conference is being recorded. I now hand the conference over to Mr. Jaina from Kirin Advisor. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Thank you. On behalf of Kirin Advisors, I welcome you all to the NPST Ltd Q1 FY25 conference call. From the management team, we have Mr. Deepak Chand Thakur, Chairman and Managing Director, and Mr. Ashish Agrawal, Joint Managing Director. Now I hand over the call to Mr. Deepak Chand Thakur. Over to you, sir.
Hey, hi, thanks, Jaina. Welcome, everyone. This is Deepak. I represent my 350, crazy guys sitting in NPST, working day in and out and delivering the results. This is that time when we get time to spend, constructive time with shareholders, where we take feedback, we understand what exactly to be done next, and how well aligned we are with the industry. Thank you so much for joining, guys. Really looking forward to have a great conversation. What I'll do, I'll quickly give you a small background about the company, what exactly we are doing, what we have done in last quarter, give you a breakup of the results, and then we can go into FAQ. Ashish is with me. He will also, assist me on all the numbers and all the questions around the P&L, balance sheet, whatever you want to understand around the quarterly results. So guys, like you are well aware now, it's 7th or 8th quarter we are doing this quarterly call. We have been consistently, trying to educate our people, because the intent was to give more and more clarity around payment technology. We being one of the first in the industry to get listed, we always knew that it would have been a difficult task for people to understand how the payment works, what kind of technology we are working on, and how exactly the organization would grow. So over the quarters, I believe, with this consistent effort, all our shareholders and analysts are well aware what exactly we are doing. But for everyone who have joined for right now, for the first time, we have two major verticals on which we are working. One is where we bridge the central engine with the bank, where the interoperable payments can be connected, like UPI, IMPS, mobile banking, online dispute resolution, merchant acquiring. Wherever you need a technology partner to upgrade your digital payment solution and market and also go aggressive in the industry. This is about banks and the regulated entities. NPST intends to be one of the topmost service provider in this segment. Here we provide the technology, we own the IP, we provide the solution, we provide the product and services over the UPI, IMPS, and all the products which I mentioned. On the other hand, one of the reason why we went to IPO was to set up a payment platform wherein how do we take this solution to market, and how do we empower fintech and the other entities who would require payment as a service. So we developed two platforms. One was Evoke, which is payment platform as a service for the online payments. Second is Quinks, payment platform as a service. This is a solution which today fintech and payment aggregators, payment gateway, they can ride on and utilize it with much higher capacity to deliver and integrated services, right from digital onboarding to reconciliation to dispute resolution, customer management, everything as a single stack. Now, this is what bridges the fintech and the banking world. Now, that's where we divide our vertical into two. Over last quarter, what we have done is, thanks to all your blessings, now NPST is one of the 1,000 top listed companies in India. But along, like it is always said, with greater power comes greater responsibility. We are, we have to now get into compliances around risk management, business responsibility and sustainability reports. So there are a lot of efforts around how this organization would behave as one of the top 1,000 companies. The company is geared. I think we have already taken up this in our board meeting, and we have committed to ensure that, new efforts around being there is what we are working on. And as you know that, company is already gearing up for the main board. So this is something that's very important for us. Secondly, there was new products lined up for this quarter. We have been able to successfully complete our BBPS, which is bill aggregation product. We have been able to successfully complete the certification. We are going live. Q4 is when we got the order. Q1 is when we actually completed the certification. This quarter will be going live with one of the big products that we were targeting. At the same time, we got 2 more orders around super apps from 2 of the RRBs, which is KGB and KGB. Here, it allows us to get into, semi-urban and rural India and see how we can create a super app for this segment of population. It's a different challenge altogether, but that again creates a bigger opportunity for NPST. Then at the same time, we have ensured that we are entering into embedded payment as one of the first movers. At the same time, we have committed to invest, and we have already started doing that around infrastructure, which should be, having one of the best success rate, best TPS, which is transaction processing capability. It should also have the best possible compliances, regulate, RegTech, and at the same time, the security should be at the best. So that's what we have been doing. We have picked this up in Q1. I always insist that NPST needs great leaders, and that is what we have been doing. Q4, we added leaders around marketing and HR, and Q1, as committed, we have 2 senior leaders who have joined for sales, and we expect this to continue in Q3 as well. You're already aware, we have, like I always say, if you have gone through the quarterly calls earlier, we don't plan only 1 year, but we also plan what's in it for the next 3 years. That's why we have already declared, and we are already working around the QIP, so that we have much larger stake in payment ecosystem. And at the same time, we have first mover advantage in several solutions, right? From how the payment terminal is evolving, how credit line is evolving, how digital rupee or, international landscape is evolving. So there's a lot in line right now for the next 3 years, so that this organization is planned for next 5, 6, 7 years of a very strong fundamental values. Well, that's about us. It's about getting into the numbers now. Great efforts by my entire team. Again, lot of credit to those 350 people sitting in my organization. Like beginning of the call, I said they are crazy. They're working day in and out, and this number is only going to increase. We already have more leadership position lined up. We have more, better department plan. We have culture upliftment in the organization. We also have a lot of value-driven approach taken right now. This year is all about those transformations. So we believe that the organization, of course, has a great capability around what business can be picked up, but it's very important how we establish a very strong culture and how we create a value-driven organization. With that in intent, let me tell you the numbers. Although you have seen, we have seen, a year-on-year growth of 141% from about 44 crore last quarter, which is Q4 FY24, to about 60 crore this quarter. Trust me, probably I think we underestimated the overall number that could be achieved, but yes, that's really a great number. EBITDA has again, risen by about 180% from, Ashish, just correct me, it's about 22 crore as against 15 crore, quarter on quarter. Oh, I'm so sorry. I think I mixed the number. So from 24 crore to about 60 crore from Q1 FY24 to Q1 FY25, year-on-year growth has been about 141%. But at the same time, EBITDA has risen from about 7.8 crore to about 22 crore, which is again year-on-year growth of 180%. But when you see quarter-on-quarter, still we see 34% growth from Q4 last year to Q1 this year, from about 44 crore to about 60 crore, and which is again an increase of about 503 bps in the EBITDA percentage growth year on year, as against QOQ growth of about 255 bps. Net profit has risen from 5 crore last year quarter one to about 15 crore quarter one this year, and if you compare quarter on quarter growth, it has grown from 10 to 15 crores. Again, I see a great jump. At the same time, when it comes to EPS, which of course everyone are interested in, we have grown from about 5.17 rupee to about 8.06 rupee is quarter on quarter. But quarter one last year it was 7.98. When we apply the effect of bonus issued resulting into increase in share capital, the EPS is diluted to 2.67 per share. So I see a great jump when it comes to 8.06, which is right now. So that's the number, guys. That has, I would like to spend more time answering questions. So that's all from my side. Let's see what's in from the shareholders.
Yeah. Thank you very much. We will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 on the touchtone telephone. If you wish to remove yourself from the question queue, you may press star and 2. Participants are requested to use handsets while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. Our first question is from the line of CA Garvit Goyal from NPST Analyst Advisor LLP. Please go ahead, sir.
Hi, am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah, Mr. Goyal, you're audible. Tell me.
Good afternoon, sir, and congrats for a good set of numbers. I'm actually new to the company, so I wish to understand from you a little bit more about the opportunities here for our existing segments, like Super App, Queen's Evoke that you mentioned in your opening commentary. So who are the typical adopters of these, and how big this market is, and who are our direct competitors in these segments?
Okay. All right. See, try and understand that BFSI segment, payment technology. So we are a part of a fintech ecosystem within which there is wealth tech, there is pay tech, and there is, there are several other subsets. In payment technology is like a horizontal across ecosystem. So you have banking, where you need core solution, and they are the regulated entities who deliver various services on which fintech ride. In this particular ecosystem, we play a role of a technology partner to bank to give them the digital payment platform. Majorly, we work on the interoperable payments. So we work on the processing engine, which is core to the processing of transactions. So banks are the ones who usually are eligible. In fact, we develop the solution for banks and PPI and those who are the regulated entities in the list of RBI. Second, when it comes to Queen's Evoke, the question you asked, what we see that although you have the payment, in bank, but at the same time there are a lot of business cases in market which is solved by fintech. And when it comes to understanding how the fintech operates, how the business is required, when, let's say, the best example is payment aggregator. So when you want to empower a payment aggregator, simply giving a bank API may not solve the problem. You need to have a very strong ecosystem, right from what is the performance, what is the success rate, how do you take the ownership around it, what kind of compliance is to be followed in order to do that. And then comes the post-transaction effort, which is around the digital onboarding process, automation around it, so that the cost can be saved. Then at the same time, the reconciliation, at the same time, dispute resolution. All of this taken together becomes a single package which goes to the payment aggregator. So these are our target audience, and the solution is divided based on the requirement of banks and the fintech. Our competitor, of course, you can take the list from the site as well. You have, MindGates, and you have Olive, you have Sarvatra, you have, you don't have a fintech, you don't have a company who's listed heavily. I think majorly top 5, 6, these are the companies you can find out. Kia is also one when it comes to being a technology partner to bank. When it comes to payment platform as a service, which I mentioned, we don't see a direct competition as such, but for sure in bits and pieces, because we have built a complete integrated ecosystem. You don't need multiple vendors. You don't need multiple service providers. You just need one single entity who can deliver everything to you, and that's us. So I see in breakup, you will have multiple players, but as an integrated product, I don't see the competitor as such. Yeah.
Understood, sir. So what is exactly happening in the end industry? What is driving this significant growth for our company, for last 2 to 3 years? What is making us different from our
digital payments?
For name of the companies that you mentioned.
You need to just look at the industry stats. Digital payments, just 2 years back, what was the volume of UPI in this India versus what is it right now? We are currently sitting at 14 billion transactions a month. When that's the volume, there is a need for technology. There is a need for, better solutions. There are multiple new use cases which gets launched. There are new product demand from the industry. So I see that India is at such a cusp wherein when you apply the payment requirement of this country, you'll come to know it is well aligned with the India story. So digital payment industry itself is a great push. Secondly, last 4 years, we anticipated something. We started working on this platform, which probably others didn't do. So we are the one who is cross available in the ecosystem. So for us, our dependency is not just into one vertical. We have diversified that into multiple. And the next step is to diversify this further so that the fundamental growth is much stronger. Now, when it comes to the growth factor, I think you just pull out the reports around UPI growth, you pull out the growth around how India is being looked at from the international perspective around payments. I think it's there. And at the same time, when I say 14 billion transactions a month, that's not where it is going to stop. The number around 30 billion, a billion transactions a day is already planned. It's already worked out. There are strategies around it. And then beyond 30 billion transactions a month, it's not going to stop. It will further continue. How do we go to 100 billion transactions a month? And when that happens, the demand increases, the ecosystem improves. All of this gives us an opportunity in various products and services that we are delivering.
That's good, sir. And sir, can you please also highlight a bit on new initiatives that you also mentioned in the opening commentaries as well that we are taking on? So what are the adopters of these new initiatives and how big the opportunities do you look at?
So we have already taken a step of, so we have committed that we should be continuously investing into newer processing engines and newer segments. We are not an app-based company. We are not a web-based company. We are not into a simple interface product. We believe in creating an IP and we believe in creating solution that becomes a core to the processing of the payments. And that's where we launched BBPS. So what will happen is the biller aggregation will happen over our platform. So there are several companies who have BBPS. We ventured into it. That's something new that we got into. It's certified. It's going live. When it comes to super app, the shape was majorly for a specific audience. But the moment we take it to RRB, the shape of super app will change. It will create new opportunities. Then at the same time, when it comes to APIs, we have API around payment collection, but at the same time, we are also looking at how do we deliver the payout, how do we, as a technology on which banks can ride, then at the same time, how do we deliver the auto pay, wherein you have something like eNash, auto pay can bring in more solution for subscription-based business and use cases in market. So these are all an opportunity around what we are already doing. So that's how we look at it.
And just last question on your growth guidance for FY25.
I have already given that.
So you are
there is no change in growth guidance. We have said it will.
Is it for this year only, or is it for next few years?
No, I have given 1 year.
Okay, understood. Thank you very much and all the best.
Thanks.
Thank you. Our next question is from the line of Prakshit Kabra from PKD Advisors LLP. Please go ahead, sir.
Congratulations, Deepak, Kashish. Fantastic results.
Thanks.
Yeah. So first, just a couple of housekeeping questions that I ask every time. What was the GMP and the TSP versus TPAP split?
This time the split has changed. So TSP is about 20% and PPAS is about 80%. GMV, Ashish, can you share
It's somewhere about the congratulations, guys. We have closed the GMV of somewhere about 10,000 crores.
Yeah.
In a quarter.
Great. Fantastic. Great to hear. So one of the things that, over the last 2 quarters that is clear to see is that our rate of GMV and market share market share, not just the market growing, but market share of ours is growing in the UPI transaction volumes. So wanting to understand, what has clicked, how is this happening? Is it certain of our customers have started expanding really quickly, or have we added a lot more new customers? What is working for us?
Parikshit, it's all cumulative impact of last 1 year, in fact. You see, if you remember what I said earlier also, that as and when you keep on, so we believe in, last annual report also we shared, we believe in horizontal and vertical strategy both. So you keep on adding new products and services so that your revenue per customer increases. And then at the same time, you keep on adding new clients. And that is what has been the approach forever. So what has happened is it is now giving a cumulative impact over quarters. So this quarter, obviously, whatever customers we added, maybe in Q3 or Q4, maybe, last 6 months, the confidence level, the service addition, all that has boosted them to do more transactions. And at the same time, like I said, when it comes to banks, last financial year we ended with just about 7 banks, last to last. This financial year we ended with 14 banks. Now, as and when it goes further, it only increases the potential of revenue that we are adding from banks as well. Now, the opportunity from the same bank also increases. Like Kerala Grameen Bank and Karnataka Grameen Bank, they were purely on UPI. Then we added IMPS, mobile banking. From the same bank, now we have the super app also coming up. Then we have BBPS also coming up. This is further increasing our ability to target bigger business in market. So even when it comes to tendering process, you see, we having about 100 crore PNL allows us to go stronger in the process and present that we are a much stronger and capable organization right now to deliver the service to the larger entities. So all of this has an impact. So it's not the rocket science. It's just that the strategy probably we adopted, March 2023. It has a cumulative impact.
Fair enough. No, so I was actually thinking, and maybe that was part of your answer, that the new payout and auto pay APIs that we have launched, I think they're commercialized now, right?
Not yet. Sorry.
Not yet. Okay.
Not yet. So that the transaction has been done. Okay. We have completed. But what we want to do is, like I said last time also, we are going slightly slow in setting up very strong operational and compliance process. So although it is there, we have transacted, but we are not pushing heavy to our customers that you have to, we also have payout, why don't you start using it? We have multiple merchants who have transacted, but we have not, put this on a very strong production effort. And the target around payout and auto pay to our sales team is also for Q2, although to initiate monetization, but for sure Q3. And these are all part of our launches in Global FinTech Fest. So it will go heavy post GFF.
Got it. In terms of, you said that you ended FY24 with 14 banks. In this quarter, have you added any more banks, accounts, I mean?
I think we should wait for the Q2 calls.
Okay, no worries. Fair enough. I just wanted to check now, two last questions. One is your guidance. I know you've given a 75% guidance, and I know you've given it to under promise, over deliver. But if I assume that even now, quarter on quarter, your growth is 0, you will still overshoot your guidance. Any comment on that?
So the thing is, now we are actually questioning certain numbers in board meetings, and we are actually trying to, at the CXO meeting also, we are continuously discussing on what further, what next, because Q1 has been amazing for the company, and the pressure of guidance is also now going down, but this does not mean that we have to sit idle. So I don't think I will change any guidance right now, but for sure, whatever you have calculated, it's there. I mean, it's right there, and it's not going to be 0 for sure. So we are yet to arrive at it, but we don't want to revise anything at least until we have the half yearly numbers. So it's going good. We are going strong, but we don't want to overcome it right now.
Fair enough. The last question that I had was on credit line, and I know we're nowhere there, but that's one of the opportunities that you mentioned. I was reading up on it, and it seems like it's been there for a while, but the uptake has not happened. The ecosystem or basically the players have not really pushed this product. Do you see that changing? How do you see this space evolving right now?
See, credit line always existed. However, credit line's adoption in UPI never started. But it has a lot of policy level impacts. The moment there is credit, then you know how NPCI foresees the interoperability in the ecosystem. That is something that is still coming out. So we, credit line is part of our product portfolio, and it's very right up there along with digital currency. However, we need to see stronger use cases. We need to see how banks pursue this, and how many banks are opening up to this idea, how well they are taking it up. So I believe that it's not the technology challenge. The challenge is about how it will be executed. So it is still, journey is still far. It's not adopted, and it will still take time. According to me, another 6 months is what we should be looking up to it.
Perfect. Last thing, I just want to leave a comment. The latest NPCI data has removed Cosmos Bank. I would request you to get them to correct that as soon as possible. So that's a very good indicator for us investors sitting on the sidelines.
Absolutely. I will cross-check, because I think 2 days back Ashish called me and he said that I can't see it. I also saw, I said, frankly, I have no idea how this works internally. But I also saw another change wherein, when you go to PSP, you will see that the star was highlighted around all certain PSPs. And when you go there you will realize that they have bifurcated it into TPAP and Bank PSP. Now that wasn't there in the earlier month. So probably there has been some change, and around that they are, keeping these numbers. So we'll go back and we'll see what is it. But for sure, I'm seeing change in multiple data.
All right. Perfect. All right, Deepak. Thank you so much, and congratulations again to both you and Ashish and the whole team. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you. Our next question is from the line of Pratik Chaudhary from Samarthya Capital. Please go ahead, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Hi, Pratik. Afternoon. Tell me.
Yeah. So you mentioned about, in today's call as well as in the EGM which happened a few weeks back. One, you mentioned about embedded payments, and second, you